Hey everyone, this is Alyssa, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do silo authorization. This is a pretty nifty mod involving 3 different simple ciphers, and it creates a rather nifty challenge, I believe. So the first thing that we're going to do, as soon as we load a bomb, we're going to hear a sound clip play, and that'll let us know that it's on the bomb. We're going to want to ignore that message and press the receive button. This is going to give us the read. Now, if we're in a normal bomb, it'll take more time. Since we're in Zen mode, it'll take exactly 30 seconds after we press that button. I'm going to move this over here so we can start getting the edge work for the bomb. So we have 2 and 2. Indicators, we have lit SND. Ports, we have RJ. And here's our read.
Skybird, this is Mousetrap with a green dash alpha message in 2 parts. Break. Green dash alpha. Green dash alpha. Break. Break. Sierra. Alpha. Victor. Charlie. Victor. Uniform. Juliet. November. Authentication code 0804.
Alright, so as you'll hear, that read is not, or the message rather, is not the loudest thing in the world, but it is preceded by a rather easy to identify ringtone. So make sure that your experts are aware of that. And there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot what it was. I'm sure I'll remember later. Charlie 9-1, Mike Whiskey 5. Alright, so that's all we need the bomb for now. So we're going to go ahead and move it to the other screen. So, you'll have to forgive me, I have a bit of an allergy right now. So, we're going to go ahead and start by turning our characters into base 10, because they are actually base 36 numbers. So, as we have over here, Sierra is 19, is 28, Alpha is 1, so that's going to be 10. Victor is 22. Oop. Haha. Jokes. 22 plus 9 is 31. And Charlie is 3, which is going to be 12. If you're better at mental math than I am, you'll be able to do this in your head, probably. So Victor is still 31. Now, Uniform is going to be 31. No, it's not. Victor, Uniform is 21 plus 9. So that's one of the things. This is a rather transcription-prone module, so do be careful about that. Juliet is 10, so that's going to be 19. And November is 14, so it's going to be 23. Now, to determine how each of these messages were encrypted, we actually need to only look at the first character. In this case, Sierra and Victor. Those are actually not part of the message. So be careful when you do that, because it refers to that in the manual, and it's a little bit confusing until you figure that out. So, we're going to take the first character, 28, and modulo by 3. This will give us 1, which if we look on here, we look at the first, the encryption pattern 1 is ROT 18. That's why I have this up here. So we're just going to mark this down. ROT 18. And the second one we take is 31. Mod 3 is also 1. Ooh, this gives us a little bit of a choice. Excellent. So, when we send back our message, which is the end goal of this, we need to use an encryption method that was not used in the received message. Usually, it'll give us 2 different encryption methods, but that means that we actually get to use either matbash or postmodern. If you've done the modern cipher module, you know postmodern. It's the same thing, except it includes the digits 1 through 0 on your keyboard. So, we have that. So now we need to decrypt it. So what we do is we take alpha, look at our, we look at, yes, I'm good here. We look at alpha, and we take the other character, Sierra. So we have Sierra, Victor, and up here, Victor corresponds to Delta, and Charlie. Charlie corresponds to uniform. Now, if we look up back on the first page of the manual, there's a lot of scrolling in this manual. You'll have to just try and keep up. So the first part, decrypted, is valid if it matches an indicator present on the bomb. If there are no indicators, use MRP. So, Sierra Delta Uniform does not match any of the indicators that we have on our bomb. So, this is an invalid message. Now we take a look at the second one, Uniform Juliet November. Uniform is Charlie. Juliet is 1, and November is 5. The second part, decrypted, is valid if each individual character is contained in the serial number. So let's take a look at our serial number. Charlie is present, 1 is present, 5 is present. So this is a valid message. Next, we need to calculate whether or not this is a valid authentication code. Authentication code is calculated using the procedure on page 3, but first we need to look up here, still on page 1. The authentication code verifies the decrypted message, use blah blah blah, with your offset being the serial number. So we're just going to go ahead, come up here, copy our serial, and we're actually going to space these out by 2, just to make things easier. And then we're going to take our message, Sierra Delta Uniform, Charlie 1-5, and we're going to translate those all into an authentication code. So the first thing we need to do for the authentication code is we need to turn all of this into base 10 as well. There's going to be a lot of this. So we have Charlie is 3, so that's 9 plus 3 is 12. 9 is still 9. 1 is 1. Mike is 13. It's 22. Whiskey is 23. So that's 32. And 5 is 5. Then we take a look at our message. So Sierra is 19, which is 28. Delta is 4, which is 13. Uniform is 21, which is 30. What? Okay, sorry, my computer bugged out for a second there. Charlie is, again, 12. 1 is 1, 5 is 5. Now we multiply each pair of numbers together. So we multiply these two together, and then so on and so forth, and then add all of their products together to get a to get a number, and then you modulo 10,000. Usually you'll find that to be in the 4-digit range. But because we're being fast, quote-unquote fast, we can actually put this into a matrix multiplication and feed that into the text field calculator in order to more quickly get the result we need. 28, 13. Ha! See what I was talking about transcription errors. 28, 13, 30, 12, 1, 5. So we go ahead and copy this into here. So that gives us 804, which in 4 digits would be 0804, which is exactly what we got up here. So this is a valid code. So now that we have both of these bits, we're going to go ahead and put a break here so we don't get things backwards. We're going to go back up here. Response message. After deciphering, blah, 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 miscalculate the message to be sent. So the first thing we need is our silo ID. So that's going to be 3 digits, or in base 36 rather, which are the number of battery holders, 2, number of batteries, also 2, and the number of port plates, which is 2. We have an interesting silo ID that doesn't usually happen. Now we need to decide. Now we need to figure out what our message is going to be. So, if our authentication code was invalid, it was not. If either part of the received message were valid, I may respond with those. So, the second part was valid, so we're going to be replying with the message Charlie 15. Now, because we have to encrypt it using one of the two unused encryptions, we're going to pick Matt Bash just to make this a little bit interesting. So this is going to be our unencrypted message, which we then need to encrypt this part. This part remains unencrypted because I don't know. Continuing from here. So Charlie 15 in Matt Bash is we're going to use this one down here. It's the same thing as at bash, but you fold it over at H, or hotel rather. So Charlie codes to November. 1 codes to Yankee. 5 codes to uniform. So our message is going to be to November Yankee uniform. And this is our silo ID, just so I don't forget. Message. Next, we're going to get our launch location. This bit is actually going to be solve dependent. So we're going to take the number of solvable modules. We're doing a 1 module bomb, so number of solvable modules is 1. Our unsolved modules is 1, and our solved modules is 0. Normally you would mod that 36, but each of these are less than 10, so it's not too important. So this is going to be our launch location. And auth code. This is where the color of the message comes in handy. So technically you only need whether it's red or not red. I just write whatever color it is. It's usually green, yellow, or red. So if your receive location was red alpha, it is not. So we're not using the launch location as our offset. Otherwise, we're going to use the silo ID as our offset. Our silo ID is 222. So we're going to use 222. Oh, I knew I was... There we go. Charlie 15. 110. Okay. I forgot that we needed the unencrypted message still. Haha, silly me. So, we're going to take 222, which is our silo ID. Message. Launch location. Look at me being all professional and forgetting to do things. Anywho, so we're going to take 222 and Charlie 15, and we're going to convert these into base 36. So 222 is still 222. Charlie 15. Charlie, we already have, is 12. 1 is 1. 5 is 5. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did before. Put this into a array, matrix rather. 222 times 12, 1, 5. We will get 36. 036. Or 0036 rather. And this is going to be our auth code. Now, we finally bring the bomb back over. Okay. And we start inputting things. So silo ID is 2. It doesn't matter what order you put these in. 2. 2. Message is 2 November uniform. 2 November Yankee uniform. Ha, just kidding. November Yankee uniform. Our launch location is going to be 1, 1. Do be careful not to put in an Oscar when you mean to put in a 0. And our authentication code is 0036. And if we go ahead and send that, we should see yes, good, yes, 7777, which means we have solved the module.
About a nice game of chess.
And that is how you authorize silos. Now, a few final notes before we head off. If you have 0 of anything on the in the up here, you're going when you calculate your silo ID, change them to the first letter of the serial number. I've done that more times than I care to count and messed it up. As a nice little extra thing, the bomb, when you input an incorrect answer, you will note that it gives you a yes or no, good or bad, and then it'll say 6666 if it's wrong on the top. Also, if you strike, you get a new read, so that's fun. So yeah, that's Silo Authorization. My name has been Alyssa, and thank you for checking out my tutorial. Bye!